Hey guys, it's me, Ellen, aka Only 718, and I want to welcome you to my sketchbook tour. I'll be showing you my mixed media sketchbooks from Mossery Co. and sharing some stuff about my life and my art. I hope you have a good time hanging out with me. Let's begin. I was born and raised in always sunny Southern California. The heat here is unbearable, but turns out after studying industrial design in Rhode Island and encountering my first blizzard, sun isn't really the worst weather out there. Right now, I'm a senior at RISD, so I guess my official occupation would be student. In school, I learned how to create products you never knew you needed, and as a sort of side major, I spent a lot of time hitting metal really hard to make jewelry and spoons and stuff. When it comes to art, my passion is kind of all over the place. Although I initially planned on studying illustration in college, I quickly realized that I love making things with my hands. Freshman year, we had a project where we had to make a chair out of 1x2 pine planks, and the process that went into it, from sketching to making small models to woodworking large scale, and making a product that could actually support weight as well as function in other ways, inspired me to pursue a different path. As this tour continues, I want to take moments to pause and show you some of my favorite parts of my sketchbook. For example, here I used washi tape on her sweater to create an easy and interesting pattern. As I mentioned before, I really love making jewelry. In a similar fashion to finding my love for industrial design, a jewelry making course I took grabbed my attention, and soon I was filling half my schedule with metalsmithing classes, completely fascinated by the construction and skill that goes into creating wearable art. Despite my interest in 3D work growing, I still retained a love for illustration and kept drawing and painting whenever I had free time. Drawing was something less time-consuming and less equipment-heavy, so during the summer I became particularly fond of making 2D art. I also started sharing a lot of art online, and that's how I ended up here, sharing my sketchbook with you. I get a lot of people telling me draw this or draw that, and honestly the main reason I draw is for myself. School is a lot of assignments and requests already, so when it's my free time, I like to devote my time to my favorite things to sketch. There's no real deep meaning behind my subject choice, I just like it, and that's something I feel gets lost when you study art. Sometimes you forget that you can create things just because you like it. Back to my sketchbook, this was the first page I used Copic markers on. It was a lot harder than I expected, so after this I don't use them much, but you can tell on the back that it bleeds through, unlike the watercolors. On the following page, you see a piece where I made a big mistake but ended up fixing it by incorporating it into the piece. The lips accidentally bled, so I added blood splatters over the rest of it to make it fit in. This piece also contains hidden mistakes. The bottom paper was actually cut from a page that I messed up, and earlier in the sketchbook you can see where I taped in the rest of that drawing. Sometimes you can take an unusable painting and incorporate it into your sketchbook in other ways. Following this is more explorations with washi tape. I had a lot of fun cutting them up like glass shards and creating this rainbow sparkle behind an otherwise boring piece. The hair for this turned out super cool. I ended up doing a wash of rainbow and then using a Tombow water activated pen where I could sketch in areas with marker and then lighten them using water. In these next two pages, I decided to face something that I find kind of challenging in watercolors. So on the first page, I worked on lighting, and after that, I practiced with different skin tones, which, especially with watercolors that lift very easily, like the ones I use, it can be hard to layer darker skin tones. So I like to make sure and take time to practice. This next painting I had a lot of fun with, and it's part of an ongoing series of food-based characters. So I took pictures of fancy foods and tried to personify them as cute characters. After this, I go back to some more experimental pieces, much looser, and again I was using the Tombow pen for the hair to create that nice bluish black. And on the following page, you actually see a rare doodle on the back of a page, as well as practice blending wet on wet, which is something that I struggle a lot with. This painting in particular, I had a lot of fun with because I made the hair kind of turn into a waterfall and a whole scenery. Sometimes when I feel stuck, I really like to take a picture and kind of edit it into a character. So this is all from reference, but then I changed it to make it a bit more unique. I never actually posted this drawing online, but it's just a quick painting I did of one of my original characters. I ended up smearing a lot of black everywhere, so I left it out. And this following one, for some reason, shows up pretty bad on camera. The cheeks are very red, but after I edited it, it's actually one of my favorite prints from my shop, and the background turned out really fun. And of course, it wouldn't be my sketchbook without a page full of multicolor lips. These ones I had a lot of fun painting, especially the dark red ones. And I really just love adding the white highlight at the end that makes them pop. After that, I saw this picture of a pink snake, and I thought it was really cute. It was kind of like a whitish pink snake. And so I wanted to do a painting with a snake in it, and I ended up with this one. And here, I rarely draw animals, but my mom actually requested I draw my bunny Earl. So I really like this painting, and I think it's really cute, but I like anything related to Earl. This was the first drawing I completed after coming home for the summer, so from here on to the rest of the video has actually all been done this summer. And this is when I started using Copic markers again. And you can definitely tell just looking at the back of the page that it is the markers because they bleed. So if you're using them in the sketchbook, I definitely recommend putting a paper behind it. These last couple pages are my attempt to join in Mermaid. I really love mermaids, but I didn't get to do a lot of it because of finals at school. So these ones were a quick little thing to try to get into the trend, and it was really fun. This one was inspired by Catalina, the music video, the little fishy in a tray. And this one was actually inspired by Red Velvet's Peekaboo. So you can see themes like the diamonds and the little hat and the rainbow tail, which is based off of Joy's iconic rainbow dress. This is another drawing that I never ended up posting, mostly because I couldn't get a good photo of it, but I had a lot of fun doing the armor and making a mermaid themed Valkyrie from Thor. This brings us to the end of my first sketchbook, and after this we'll move on to my second one, which I filled almost entirely in a couple months.